Welcome back to another episode of Chanel in the City on iHeartRadio. I'm your host, Chanel Omari, and we have two very special guests here with us today. They are the original OGs of Summer House on Bravo TV, one of my favorite TV shows, and the creators of the awesome Sparkling Heart Tea, my personal favorite, Lover Boy. And they are starring in the new hit TV series Winter House, airing on Bravo every Wednesday night at 9 p.m. Please welcome my guests and dear friends, Batula Cooke and Kyle Cooke.
Hi.
Or is it Amanda just Batula Cooke? How are you?
Yeah, it is. There's been no name change yet.
Okay.
So
Sorry.
One of these days.
But I'm Amanda Batula Cooke. That works for me.
I love it. Congratulations, by the way, on your wedding.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's been a little over a month now.
Yeah, what a beautiful wedding. And you guys have waited for a while. So how amazing, how good does it feel to be married?
I'm relieved that the planning part is over, but it feels no different. It's felt like we've been married for a while. I feel like we've already gone through many of the battles of a married couple.
It's quite possible. Yeah, 3 years is a long engagement. And you know, the COVID delays and the planning challenges certainly, you know, took on a life of their own. But I mean, I'm just glad that it was all worth it. The actual wedding itself, I mean, you know, leading up to it was chaotic, but the day of, I mean, it was amazing. Everything was beautiful. The weather was perfect. So it all worked out.
And you guys, it was in your parents' house, right, Amanda? That's so beautiful. And your dress was stunning. Why don't you take us through like what your vision was for the wedding? Why at their house? And
yeah, so originally our venue was this beautiful place, but it was indoors. And with the pandemic, we had postponed once already at that venue, and we just felt twice. And we just felt like to push it back a third time at the same venue, not knowing what was happening with the vaccines and indoor gatherings with how many, you know, what capacity. We just figured we had to get out of it. And it felt like our only option was to do it in my parents' backyard.
Yeah, every venue with like an outdoor option had been booked into like 2022.
Yeah, 2022, 2023, people were, you know, getting married on Thursdays and Wednesdays and Mondays, and we still wanted to do a weekend wedding. So we just did it in my parents' backyard, because if we had to push it back, you know, all the weekends would still be open. We wouldn't have to worry about it. And yeah, we just wanted something that felt, you know, what do we call it? Sophisticated, cool, like modern, classy, this mix of just cool elements, but also a little bit of elegance sprinkled in.
I love that. I love that. That's really, that's the perfect wedding. Honestly, I've always said I'd want to have like 50 guests in my parents' backyard. I've always said that. Just the beautiful white tents that you did, the beautiful dress, and I love that. And I think a lot of people are going to take that trend after you. I think now it's going to be like no halls. Let's do it, you know?
Well, we still had 200 people there.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it was, I mean, you know, we had everyone either vaccinated or had to come with a COVID test, but it was all outdoors. And I've said this before, having a backyard wedding is not any less expensive than having it in a venue, and probably could end up being more expensive depending on what you're looking to do, because you have to bring in everything. So
everything has to be rented.
It's not like the cheaper, easier option. It just was the one option with availability.
No, that's a good tip for the audience when they're planning their weddings, to know that with budget and that it's not that easy.
Logistically, you know? It's actually the more complicated route, because it's like everything down to the utensils, you know, is getting rented. And we even had the day of, we had a little utensil scare. The ones that we were supposed to receive from our rental company, they don't even know what happened. They went missing.
Oh no. So did you guys have backup? Like, did you plan for those backup options in general, or?
We figured it out. But at that point I was like, I don't care if these people are eating with their hands. Like,
that's so fun. And the whole cast was there as well, which was really nice to see that you guys are, you know, I love the reason why I love your show and you guys so much is the authenticity and the originality of you guys, where you guys hang off camera a lot and on camera. and you don't really see that with a lot of casts.
Yeah, I think, I didn't want to invite anyone to the wedding that, I didn't feel like was an actual friend. So we were really lucky to have a really good group of people there with us celebrating. And I think everyone had a lot of fun, and it was nice. It was nice to have them kind of bring them into like our world, like have our, our TV friends and real life friends meet like our real friends and family and the people that, aren't out there partying with us in the Hamptons.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a good mix. People from all walks of life. And yeah, even a couple newbies that we just kind of grew some friendships with over the past summer.
That's awesome. Now, Kyle and Amanda, whoever wants to go first, what is the secret to keeping a marriage together and just having a successful marriage? And what do I have to look forward to?
We're still trying to figure that out.
It's an honest answer.
I would say communication is key, and communicate properly with one another, so that the other person can truly hear you and understand what you have to say. And that's something that, we're working on every single day. Better communicate.
Yeah, eventually I'm hoping she can learn to read my mind. But TBD. I would also say just patience. I mean, it kind of sounds like one of those like the givens, but I think, even in the 3 years that we were engaged, and just kind of some of the challenges that we went through, everything from wedding planning to filming, and starting a company, is just learning how to be, patient.
Yeah, I would also say that, we've gone to like premarital counseling and stuff, and that is just so helpful and has done wonders. And I don't think you should wait till you feel like your relationship, whether you're married or dating, is like in a place of no return to go to counseling. You should go like the moment you feel like, okay, we're not able to work this out on our own, like let's bring someone else in to give you the tools to help you, be the best versions of yourself together. Like you don't have to hit rock bottom to go. You shouldn't wait to hit rock bottom to see someone, there's no shame in just having someone come in to help you better, who you are.
There was a lot of people from like a mental health standpoint trying to get over the stigma of seeking help. And I think to some extent, there's probably a stigma associated with that for couples. Right. So,
yeah. So that maybe that's the biggest secret. Everything else we're still trying to figure out.
No, I love that you're saying that, because it's true. People shouldn't wait. I think people would have better relationships, better if they were open to counseling or therapy, better loving themselves better and attracting the right partner, or just, marriages are hard. It's a lot of work. Relationships are hard. They're a lot of work. So I think you're giving the best advice. And I think people who are listening in right now really should take it to heart, because maybe that would help a lot of the relationships not break up. You know what I mean? Like when you right away nip it in the butt. I love that.
Yeah. Like if it's your person and something's just not quite clicking, there should be no shame in going to talk to someone together and being like, what?
It's good to have that third party, the unbiased, they don't have a horse in the race.
Right. I love that. Well, let's switch gears a little bit. We congratulations on an amazing premiere, Winter House. Can't take my eyes off of it. Love it. So great. And I love the whole mix of like Southern Charm cast members with the Summer House cast members and the newbies. Talk to us about, your experience with this season. What's the difference between Summer House and Winter House for you?
Sure. This was kind of like conceptualizing, just because I'm like, hey, people rent homes, in other seasons, and I'm a big skier. And I think one of the biggest differences is just the concept itself. It actually almost took a pandemic for us to be like, oh, let's just kind of go into lockdown and film it. Right. We did that for season 5 of Summer House. And then we kind of took a similar format, but with this, it's not a work hard, play hard show. You just show up to play.
You're working hard on playing hard.
You're working on trying to.
That's a t-shirt there. Can't wait to buy that from you guys. But sorry, go on. Yeah.
No, so I mean, you even see me just trying to like literally mentally adjust because I've got this company and it's not like, oh, if I'm on vacation, it grinds to a halt. I mean, thank God it doesn't, right? But it's just stressful. And, everything happens, I think, at like light speed, rolling the camera straight through, not just the weekend, but also the week, and everything just kind of blends together. And even when, we're like, all right, we need to like take a day off here. Someone opens up a bottle of wine, and next thing you know, things are getting weird again. So it was really fun, but it was exhausting.
Yeah. I think it was also really fun having, our Southern Charm friends, Austin and Craig there. Just because, Kyle's hung out with them more so. I've been, meeting the guys at dinner or like at a bar, but only have hung out socially, and it was interesting to, in a sense, like work together, and like be in this house and hanging out and filming and like all doing our own thing and all feeling like we were coming from like different worlds doing it. But it
I'm glad Bravo kind of signed off on the because those like a crossover.
Yeah, because those guys are not at all used to like the surveillance cameras or 7 filming like we are. So it was kind of funny to watch them and talk to them about it.
Do you think that there will still be Summer House and Winter House as well, or is that something we can't get into yet?
I'd hope that we can kind of, it's certainly time consuming, I wish I just kind of focused on TV and like doing some Instagram posts for other brands. But I think the biggest challenge for me is just, balancing.
Kyle's building a future for our family.
Right.
And you're supposed to be helping.
Loverboy is trying to build. I'm down to take a 2-week vacation again in Vermont.
And 2 weeks is a little different than 6 weeks, right? I guess with the summer.
Yeah.
So
with the summer it's more on the weekends. But filming in Vermont, it was just 2 straight weeks of partying, and I feel like I've recuperated and I'm ready to do it again. I would love to.
Yeah, I think we filmed season 5 at Summer House in 6 weeks, but it's over the course of like
11
or so weeks.
Weekends.
Basically like the end of June through Labor Day. So yeah, I mean, we'll try to keep it going. I love the comments though. They're like, Kyle is almost 40 years old.
So it looks like he's 20, so it's all.
Like, yeah, well,
I'm just waiting to that point.
Not look 40.
I'm waiting to hit that age where I start looking older than Kyle does, and we're like 9 years apart.
You both look so young.
Aging backwards.
Yeah. I love it. And also the first episode opens up, and Kyle and Amanda, you always are so charming. Always the first episode of whether it's Summer House, now Winter House, you're always bringing the humor. You're always bringing the heart. You're always patient, giving. I mean, I sometimes watch you. I'm very similar to you, but it's hard. It's hard to always be the bigger person in situations. So we open up or as much as I know you guys, but we open up the episode, and Kyle, you're hilarious. Amanda, you're hilarious, talking about the cheese, and you guys are all getting along. But then the room situation, talk to us about how important, because I've been through summer houses in the Hamptons, and I know those can cause a lot of drama more than other dramas that are happening later on. Like, how important is it to have the right room, or like give your housemate the opportunity? Because I know you guys were Kyle, you were a little upset. Maybe you can clarify the first episode.
I think I'll go first here, and then I'll let Kyle on, because I want people to know how I feel.
Yes.
I don't need the best bedroom in the house by any means. I've almost gone into every single summer telling Kyle, let's like look for the second best one. Like, let's just find another one that we're happy with. I think I want a room that works for us as a couple of 2 people staying in the room, but it doesn't need to be the biggest, and it doesn't need to be the best one. So I don't have any preference, but I know how strongly Kyle feels about it. So That's why I just try to completely stay out of it and not give my opinion and not tell people like yes or no or this or we're taking that or like stand up for anyone. I just kind of like backed out and down because I don't want to get in the middle of it. I could sleep anywhere.
Right.
Yeah, I mean,
But
look, I think season 5 of Summer House, we were bringing so much stuff that I had probably more preference then than ever because I was setting up 2 desks. At that point, we were still fulfilling all of our own merch instead of having a third party do it. I mean, we literally showed up in a U-Haul.
Right.
So other than that, I actually kind of agree with Amanda. I don't need the primary bedroom. I don't need, the biggest bedroom. But one thing that on a personal level that is very much real is like, I'm an extremely light sleeper. When I'm not passed out drunk, I do not sleep well. And, I was just concerned that I wasn't going to sleep for 2.5 weeks. And that literally was, I mean, there was a couple nights where I just didn't sleep. I was
here's
like a
the
zombie.
thing. I don't think Kyle needed the primary bedroom either. Cause I still think that it wasn't a quiet one. There was a hot tub in the bathroom. It was a big room. People were probably going to be coming in there late night, even if we were in there. It wasn't a bedroom for a almost married couple. The bedrooms that would have worked for us were occupied by Kyle's friends, Craig and Austin, who he did not argue with to ask them to leave their rooms. So if he really wanted someone to fight with their friends, it should have been him on those because it was the only 2 other bedrooms with a bathroom and a closet. The rest of the bathrooms in them, they all had like shared bathrooms.
Luke actually
Luke didn't have a closet.
He didn't have a closet, but he ended up with a pretty like sneaky dope.
So there were every other bedroom basically sucked except for the primary and then Austin and Craig's room. So Kyle, I think, messed that one up by letting his friends take those rooms.
You were there with me too.
Wait, how do you guys cope with like getting out of it? Like, okay, so when me and my ex would fight about stuff like this, he'd be like, why don't you take my side? Do you agree with that? Do you have to always be a united front, or do you feel there should be a balance of like, if you disagree and just communicate and say, hey,
this is a topic that comes up every single time we enter the house, right? Like, and I usually try to let it like resolve itself because people are usually a little respectful of, I'm often doing some of the stuff behind the scenes to try to like, make some of these things happen. And, in this case, there were so many different bedrooms and so many different people, like I paid attention to like who was already claiming,
Well, it's just asking about like arguments and people standing up for each other and taking sides. I think
you saw me how I coped. I got complete like one of those embarrassingly drunk episodes of my life.
One of my biggest things is that I think Kyle and I never want to seem like Kyle and I are one unit, right? Because I'm not always right. He's not always right. And I don't think either of us want to be like dragged into that. And we always try to, if we disagree, I don't have to stand up for him. Like if I think he's wrong, I'm not going to defend him just because we're married or we're engaged or dating or whatever it is. If I think he's wrong, I'm gonna be like, yeah, he's wrong. Like, I think that's dumb. And I'm going to tell him and try to get him to understand, a different point of view or a different side. And he does the same thing with me. Like if I'm wrong, he'll tell me I'm wrong. It's never, I'm going to defend you blindly just because we're doing life together. I mean, that's just letting people get away with whatever.
And this was just more high stakes just because like I knew what we had signed up for. It was going to be a sprint and a marathon with the partying.
Well, just in any situation, not just the bedroom situation, but like in anything that we do, we don't defend each other blind. Even though he wants me to take a side, I'm like, I'm staying at this one. Waving my hands.
Yeah, how
clean.
Convenient.
Well, I didn't agree.
But I do think that you should have. There are some couples, right, who are defended blindly, and then people. It's not always healthy. I think the way you guys. I like the way you guys handle things because it shows that you guys are individuals, but you guys are also united front. I think that's the best of both worlds, to be honest.
Yeah. Yeah, we come together and we figure it out. Sometimes.
Yeah. Or you just pass out on the couch like me. I would do this. Hey, I would do the same thing. I would fucking, because I'm a very down to earth, easy going. So that's hard when you're like that. You're just like, how do I cope? Okay, I'm just gonna smoke a J and fucking get drunk, and I'm just gonna pass out on the couch because
Yeah, that was the best part. That first night I slept in the room with the girls. I was like, if we're not gonna pick a room, I'm sleeping with the girls, and Kyle slept on the couch, and we figured it out the next day.
And where we wound up, I mean, it was literally like
Probably the worst room,
it was
but that's what you
the
get.
worst room by a long shot. It's not a bedroom. It's part of the playroom, like the game room in the basement. They put up a wall.
Oh, wow.
Breezeway between the pool room and Lindsey.
So Julia
So I
and
had
Lindsey,
2 doors coming in and out.
Julia and Lindsey walked through our bedroom to get to the bathroom that the 4 of us shared.
Oh, wow. Okay, that's
Okay, so
challenging.
it wasn't like, oh, Kyle, shut up. It's like,
Yeah.
no, everything about it. There was a massive draft with the windows.
But it was great. We were on vacation.
was
I
horrible.
feel like that's Kyle. When he goes to his family's home, he sleeps in bunk beds where there's like 5 people sleeping in a room. It was no different. It was fine. We had a great time. It really made it feel like we were spending our winter in Vermont.
I love that.
Bunking up with good friends.
Yeah.
Well, on that note, what makes a good housemate for you guys? So for someone that you want in the house, no matter what house it is, what would make a good housemate?
Someone who participates, whether it's in partying, setting up, cooking dinner, cleaning up, anyone that's willing to like chip in to any of that stuff, and is just involved. Like, even if you're not cooking, you're hanging out in the kitchen.
Yeah. And I kind of like gravitate towards people that, whether there's a camera in front of them or not, that they are who they are. And it's not like they're like turning it up, just for the cameras.
Although sometimes you have to. It's the only way you get through.
Well, in Winter House we had to, because it was like, well, we can't make a show with us all hungover in our beds.
In general.
Yeah, people that like, I think I get along with people that understand like that work hard, play hard mentality, where you have other things in life that require your time and attention, but you know how to have a good time, and you're an adult with multiple balls in the air, like us, and
balls
juggling.
I don't think that you're juggling.
I'm constantly juggling. That's all I do.
Mixing up sayings. I love it.
That's awesome. And then let's talk about a little bit. Okay, let's get into a little bit what we can anticipate for the rest of the season. I know we're only 3 episodes in, but they're amazing. And who would you say there are challenges with along the season, and how did you guys work it out, or whatever you can share with us for right now without giving it away?
I think you'll see some ups and downs in new and old relationships, and just people trying to work through it and figure it out at all different stages, including us. There's a lot more parties, a lot more partying,
a lot of theme parties. I mean, the other thing is it was a big cast.
Yeah.
I think there was 12 people. So I mean, it's a bit of a roller coaster. What's kind of nice is like when someone's like new flirty little relationship is kind of blossoming, it's kind of like shifts the attention. So to some extent, it was kind of nice to not feel like all eyes were on, us or, Lindsey, or, we kind of just took turns.
Yeah. I think what else will they see?
Sorry.
Kyle's like in his own world.
He's like, I'm still thinking about the draft. Yeah, I know him. I'm like the same way. He's like, I'm still thinking about the draft in that fucking basement.
Yeah, he's like, I got a few more things to say about the bedrooms. No, what else?
Well, Paige and Andrea, you'll see.
Don't say too much.
Yeah, you'll see kind of like that evolve.
Friendships, and like I said, friendships and relationships just either plummeting, going down, or like Kyle said, blossoming.
There's still going to be a new hookup.
Drama. Okay. So, more tears. I believe there's going to be more tears. And more outdoor winter fun activities.
Can't wait. What do you guys think actually about, now that we know that Paige and your good friend Craig are together, and they're both your good friends? What do you think the difference? Her, Andrea, her, Craig. Who do you want her to end up with? Obviously, Craig. But what are your thoughts?
Love Andrea. Andrea is amazing, but Craig is just, he's a one of a kind guy. And we, you know, we love that they're dating because we get to go on double dates and hang out with them together and not feel like the old, you know, couple with just our friends. They're so much fun to hang out with. Kyle and Craig are so similar in so many ways. Paige and I look at each other all the time and just laugh about it. It's great. We're really enjoying it. We're really happy for them. I'm really excited for you guys and everyone to kind of get to see and hear more from them about their relationship and what happens and how they got to where they are.
It's fun. It's actually kind of wild to just like watch this back and, you know, how much has changed since we filmed Winter House. But I think if you're just living in the moment watching Winter House, it's just kind of fun you'll see the little bits of their friendships kind of developing, you know, because that's kind of where it all started. But still, there's more to come with Paige and Andrea. So
yeah, we got to stay tuned.
And you can't blame her.
Yeah, you can't. I mean, she's a package deal. So listen, men are going to be fighting over her Paige constantly, but I'm happy for her too that she has a boyfriend. They're settled. I like Craig too. I think they're a good couple.
Yeah, no, they're great.
How do you guys feel about your thoughts? Because Lindsey has been a very close friend to you guys for a long time. How do you guys feel about the situation with her, Sierra, and Austin? Because they all happen to be your good friends. It's kind of like it's a hard position to be in, no, or not?
Yeah, I think the relationship between Austin and Lindsey was kind of not kept like a secret, but she never really spoke to us about it. And we knew they were friends. We'd see them like posting on Instagram stories or in photos, and you'd kind of hear her talk about it, but she never really spoke about how close they were. So there was a lot that we didn't know going into the house. We all had our speculations, but
I didn't realize they literally were they would talk every single day.
Yeah. So and I feel like I still don't even know all the details and the full story. So it was a weird place to be in, seeing how upset Lindsey was and not fully understanding what was going on and why. That kind of made it hard to wrap our heads around, like, why is she getting so upset? And it's because she was holding so much in that we didn't know. So it's a weird place. I think that there's a lot more to the story that people are going to learn and find out. And, you know, I love Lindsey with all my heart. And I also love Sierra, and, you know, Austin is Austin, but it's, you know, I want the girls to come together at the end of the day, and hopefully they will.
I love that.
Yeah,
girl power.
It's obviously tough though, like
girl power.
when you live through it, but then you have to watch it back. So it's like that, like reality television, I feel like is like this Band-Aid effect. So, you know, I'm sure right now, for example, Lindsey, I'm sure it feels like very kind of raw, you know, just because we're now talking about it, you know, and she's kind of having to live it back. But
I love that. Well, before we wrap up, I just want to ask you about Loverboy's next chapter. I know you guys are coming out with great flavors. It's one of my favorite drinks. I'm in the city. I'm watching people going crazy on the streets, having Loverboy, wanting to live vicariously through you. It's very cool knowing you guys and seeing that. So just chat with us a little bit, and then we're going to do a soundbite, and because I know you guys have to wrap up.
Yeah. No, I think, I mean, we're basically in the process of trying to go nationwide. You know, I don't like to try to bore people with the intricacies of an alcohol brand, but it is complicated. A lot of people just don't understand why, hey, if you're in New York and Chicago and a bunch of other states, why aren't you in mine? It just takes time to build out the distribution. So the big kind of next stage for Loverboy is to build out that distribution network so we can go nationwide and
with the teas.
Yeah, those are the teas, which are kind of like our flagship product. That's like our mainstream product, but you know, you can still buy our cocktails online. We made them such that you could actually buy them legally online, and we're going to continue to come out with new flavors. So
we have special holiday flavors coming out soon for the should we say it for this?
Yeah, we have an espresso martini limited edition holiday variety pack coming out. So it's going to
I haven't announced it yet, but
I can't wait.
Salted caramel.
Oh, you're just giving it all away. Go for it. Go for it.
And peppermint mocha. That's actually drinking a Starbucks peppermint mocha just to make sure we nailed it.
I love that. Oh my God. Congratulations, you guys. You guys, honestly, I really love you guys authentically. I know you guys on the show, off the show. I am so happy for your success. I'm rooting for more success.
Oh,
Thank
you're the
you.
best. Thank
And I
you.
can't wait to have you guys back on. And thank you so much for this. And congratulations on Winter House. And we love you.
Thank
My
you so much.
pleasure.
We love you too. It's really good to see you.
Hey, it's Kyle Cooke,
And Amanda Batula from Winter House.
and you're watching Chanel in the City with Chanel Omari on iHeartRadio.